Okay, I just had my first class of the day, which was Spanish literature after 1940, and it looked super interesting. This is the first week of classes, so I'm trying out all my classes for the first time. And I'm about to head to an English class. I can take classes for both my majors here, but I need to answer this question. In terms of the 4 universities in Madrid, I've only been to mine, La Universidad Complutense, but so far I love it. I've been here for a semester already, and I study in La Facultad de Filología, which means basically the literary studies department. And so far my classes have been very interesting. My professors and classmates have been great. In terms of the cost, this university is a public school in Spain, and our program is an exchange, which means you pay what you would normally pay to go to a UC, and Spanish students come and study at our schools as well. My biggest piece of advice for year study abroad students is to make time to rest sometimes and hang out in your city, recharge your battery. I'm a Spanish major, so I already spoke a good amount of Spanish before I came to Madrid, but my Spanish has improved so much. Before I came to Madrid, I felt like I had good Spanish for when it came to reading and writing academic papers, but I didn't have that much experience just with like everyday life and conversation, and now I feel like my conversational Spanish is much more fluent. I also have friends who didn't have too much experience with Spanish before they came to Madrid. Maybe they had taken a little bit in high school and had forgotten it, or maybe they were starting from scratch, and I think they were able to learn a good amount, and even though they didn't necessarily feel as fluent, I think they didn't have too many problems with that. I think people in Madrid are quite understanding about the level of language that you have. Let's spend a minute while I'm waiting for the train talking about housing. How do you manage your housing needs, both where you're studying abroad and at your UC campus after? So if you're studying abroad for just a semester, you can make a plan before you go. I have a lot of friends who found it helpful to sublease from someone who is studying abroad the opposite semester, and that way your housing needs get met. While you're studying abroad, wherever you're going, at least in Spain, there are a lot of websites and housing companies that are set up specifically for international students who are seeking housing for shorter periods of time. And that's what I'm doing this year. I'm living with 3 other international students, and I really like it. I applied in January and I got in February.